Hi, and welcome to this beginner lesson on All the Things You Are. We're going to learn a very basic version, very easy version of this great song. And we're also going to learn a little bit of background on this song. That way we'll be able to build upon this in our intermediate and advanced lessons. So All the Things You Are is a song composed by the great composer Jerome Kern, who contributed many songs to the Great American Songbook, which is a corpus of work from various composers written for Broadway and for films in the 1920s to the 1960s. All the Things You Are is certainly one of the most famous songs. It was originally written for Very Warm for May music hall. And it was taken by the jazz performers, so it became a staple of the jazz repertoire. It's a very interesting song, and we're going to dive right into it. But first, we should look at the original score, because it's always good practice, because jazz musicians tend to modify things on the fly. So we want to look at what the original was, so that we can make up our mind about what we want to choose from jazz people's version, from the score, and we can make a version of our own. So if we look at the score, we can see that there's a long introduction. This is called the verse, and the verse is a long melody, long or short. It's a melody that serves to introduce the main melody. And this is often dropped in jazz performances. So if you hear a version by Ella Fitzgerald, she's going to sing the verse, but that's a vocal version. But like if you hear versions by Dizzy Gillespie or Charlie Parker or Art Tatum, which are jazz performers, they're most likely not going to play the verse. So for this class, we're going to just focus on the chorus, which is the main part of the song. So let's look at this chorus. So this chorus is in A-flat major. It starts in A-flat major, but it's going to go into an array of different keys. So we should look at all these keys and be comfortable with them. So we should look at A-flat major, we should look at C major, E-flat major, G major, and E major. So you should know your scales. Just do and C major, etc. Know the scales. Also know like the chords that are built upon the degrees of that scale, of each scale, because that's going to help you a lot. If you're not comfortable with this, it's okay, because we're going to look in detail in this lesson. I'm going to show you everything. So if you're not very familiar with all of this, it's still okay. You're going to learn something, and then you can work on your own. So you can keep working on this first. So let's see this first section. This first section is in A-flat major, and it starts on the 6th degree. And the 6th degree is F minor. We're going to play it like an F minor 7, because we play 4 parts harmony. So this is the voicings that we're going to use. And this is pretty much the voicings that we're going to use with different chord qualities on many chords in this song, because it's often this melody is going to be the third of the root. So we can play what we call a drop 2 voicing. That's an arranging term, and it's pretty much 90% of like the jazz chords that we play on guitar. So it's the root, the 5th, the 7th, and the 3rd. So we're going to play 4 beats of this. So you're just going to play on this on the beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we're going to play the next chord. And the next chord is a B flat minor 7. The B flat minor 7 is found here. So it's the same shape, B flat, the 5th, 7th, and 3rd. And we're going to play it for 3 beats, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. On 4, we're going to play the second note of the melody on that bar, which is, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to proceed to the next chord, which is the 5th chord, the the 5-chord chord on the 5th degree of the scale, which is E flat 7. And we're going to play it like this. So it's going to be, and then we're going to play the 1 chord. And you see the melody is like quarter notes repeated for this chord. So it's, and then it's an A flat major 7. And the melody is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's play that first. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go to the 4th degree of the scale, which is D flat major 7. And we're going to play, the same is going to be 4 repeated notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to play G7. So the G7 is the 5th chord of the new key, because we're modulating, which means changing the scale. We're going to C major, so it's going to be a G7 like this. And then a C major 7 for 2 bars. So let's see this first section. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. And boom is going to be the downbeat of the second section. So pause now and practice that first section, maybe slower than what I just played. And when you feel comfortable, we can move on to the second section, which is going to share a lot of things in common with the first section, because it's actually the same melody, but modulated from A flat to E flat. So we're going to start on C minor, and then we're going to go to F minor 7. It's the same chord as here, but we're playing it here this time to preserve. And then we're going to play B flat 7. Oops. And then E flat major 7. So you see it's exactly the same as we were playing here. So 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go to A flat major 7. And this time we're going to play it a little bit differently. We're going to just play the root, 7th, and 3rd. So it's like really like the minimum amount of information that you can give to play a chord. You just like don't play the 5th, but it's not that important. What's important is the 3rd and the 7th. So A flat major, which is going to go on A minor 7, flat 5. And then we're going to go to a D augmented. It's going to become a D7. So you see that I'm using this position with a bar. And then I'm playing the 7th here with my little finger. So you probably know this position, but you got to prepare for the chord before, so you got to do a bar chord with the first finger on just 2 notes, 2 strings. And then we resolve on G major 7, so the same, but a semitone lower. So let's do those last 4 bars, because they're a little different from the rest, and it's a little more involved. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And then let's do the whole second section of this tune. So from the C minor 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And we stop on 1 because we're going to go on the B section with a pickup. And a pickup is a melody that's played before the downbeat. And we have a little melody that leads to there. And this melody is just going to be D, G, D. So it's quite far from where we were, but we have like a bar and 1 beat. We have 5 beats to get prepared for this jump. So you just... So you got to be comfortable with that jump, but you have time to prepare. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to play an A minor 7 chord, which is going to be the first chord of the bridge. So it's going to play like this. Except the melody is, so we're just going to do this. So it's going to be da, da, da. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And on the next one, we're going to just play open D. So we just go. And then we're going to play just these notes. And then G major 7 on these top strings. So let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And there, we're going to play another pickup to lead to the second part of the bridge. And here we were in G major, and we're going to go to E major. So the first pickup is going to be G major still. And then we're going to play a F half diminished, which is not part of E major, but is borrowing from E minor. That's a common practice in music. We borrow a lot from minor in major. So like the chord is like this, and we have this little note that's going to come down. And then on the downbeat, we're going to play like we play the open Ds. This time we're going to play a B, because it's a B7 that's coming. And we just play these notes. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to resolve on E major 7, the same shape. From E major 7, we go E major 7 to A augmented. If you look at real books, you're going to see C7, but that's actually not what the score says. And I think that's a much more beautiful chord and much more ambiguous. So I like it very much. So it's going to be... And then it's going to lead us back to F minor 7 that we're going to play here. Because like the jump from here to here would be difficult. And it's better like to stay on the same set of strings for the sound as well. It's much more coherent than if I were to do this. See, the sound changes too much. So let's do... So those are kind of unusual chord changes, and so you might want to take the time to practice these. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So until you're comfortable with them. And then this F minor is actually the first bar of the last section, which starts like the first section, except instead of playing the F minor 7 here, we play it here. But then we're going to follow up with the rest. So 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. As B flat minor 7, like the second bar of our first section. It's a big jump, but at least we're jumping with the same position. So it's not as hard as if we had to jump before. That's the nature of the guitar. We have to do some skips like this, but at least when you have to do a skip with the same position, it's easier. So you might want to practice that to make it smooth. And then from there, it's going to be the same. So and when we arrive on this D flat major, like this is when it's going to change. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to play a B, minor 7, flat 5. And it's going to be like this. With a little note that's going to resolve. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go back to 1, but with a 5 in the bass. So that's not the chords that you'll find in a real book. Chords will have like, or this chord, but they share the same shape. It's the same thing. So in the score, it's actually B minor 7, flat 5. So this is what I'm playing here. And then I'm going to play a A flat major, bass B flat, bass E flat. So it's 1, bass 5. And it's going to be quarter notes of the melody. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 of the next bar. And then I'm going to play a G triad. This G triad implies A flat diminished. So that, but this is a hard chord to do, so we're just going to do this. And same in real books, you'll find something different. They're going to probably play this chord, which we're going to do in the intermediate arrangement. But like for now, we're just going to play this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And on beat 4, I'm going to play the E flat here. So 2, 3, 4. So your hand has to be nicely spread out, otherwise you're going to miss it. It's going to be hard to play that note. So if you're not comfortable, you just 1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay to drop the rest. Do what's more comfortable for you. Like the important thing is not to hurt yourself. And then we're going to play this tag, and it's going to be B flat minor 7. So at first we're going to just play. So we're just going to play B flat and then melody notes, which is the third, fifth, seventh, minor 7. So it's the arpeggio, but we're going to play like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to play B flat minor 7 also, but with the top note being an F, so we have to jump here because that's the only way we can reach that F. I mean, we can reach it here, but it's even more uncomfortable. So here, and the chord is going to look like this. So even though we don't have a B flat in the bass, it's still a B flat minor 9. If I was to put the B flat 7, the B flat in the bass, it would sound like so. But it looks like a shape of a D flat major 7. So for 2 beats, and then I'm going to play E flat 7, very bare bones, so just E flat, D flat, and G, so the 7th and the 3rd. And then resolve to A flat in a very basic version as well, just A flat, the 3rd, and A flat again, the melody. So let's see this last section from B flat. It's going to be. And that concludes all the things you are, or beginner arrangement. So I'm going to show you how to practice that with a metronome. I'm going to just play the whole thing slowly with the metronome. You can do the same, and you can start maybe slower than what I'm doing, and then gradually build up to that. Start sections by sections, put them together, and then you'll be ready for our intermediate arrangement. See you next time. 1, 2, 3, 4.